Alright, welcome back again for episode 5 of the SOG Survival Campaign. We're just kind of tidying up around base. We left off kind of around the mid of day 2. We had a lot of damage we sustained from some of the attacks in the morning. A lot of equipment that got really messed up, and we're just trying to recuperate here. I'm just going to spend some time adjusting some of my loot and getting my personal area ready so I can have some of my better guns on my weapon rack so I can pick them up pretty quickly. I do want to go over here. Our guys are patrolling pretty well. I want to go over here to where we downed a lot of enemies and do a little bit of looting. Right now we don't have our weapon shipments aren't going to have a lot of great weapons. Some of the enemy weapons are pretty sweet compared to some of the stuff we're getting in our shipments. It being day 2 now, going into day 3, we're going to start seeing some better loot pop up. I do want these RPKs, or RPDs actually. They're pretty useful. I can only use them as much as I can get ammo for them. The weapon drops are preferable because it's gonna give you better access to ammo, especially since the recruits that come in, that you call in, are gonna have whatever weapons you have access to, so you can grab more ammo off of their bodies. So looting is pretty good. We are going to get this PPSH as well. We grabbed the AK and that RPD. The PPSH, don't underestimate it. Definitely don't sleep on this one. It's a good little submachine gun for this job. I do notice this static M60 here, is smoked. I think that happened in episode 2, but still a bummer. We're getting some of our loot packed into this mule here while we're taking on some fire from the northeast. This dude right here has an RPD and some of the ammo that I'm looking for, so we're going to go ahead and utilize that. As far as a defensive weapon goes, the RPD is king compared to some of the other weapon platforms that we have access to. The RPD is pretty sweet. I mean, if you can get somewhere, just, weapon rest down, get laid down or something, it's pretty brutal. Yep, I can see the enemy right there trying to come up through this valley. Once again, we're going to lay down so we can get sights on them. Looks like we're a little bit too much in defilade. Let's crawl up a little. Dang, whoever did that, good job. Let's light them up. Really good rate of fire with the RPD. Those guys didn't stand a chance. Looks like a decently light attack. If it were bigger numbers, we would see more right now. But that can't be it. If you only see like 3 or 4 dudes, don't be fooled. Definitely keep your eyes peeled. Here comes some more. Trying to come around the corner, go ahead and smoke him. He took a bunch of rounds across the waistline. See if we cut him in half. Alright. Yeah, he's going to try to be unconscious there. That's what that little rabbit hop was about. Go ahead and hit this guy. Yeah, he looks like he needs an extra one. 1 in the head. 2 in the head. Yeah, he's good. They're at only 80 meters, so they, when they sneak around that rock face on the backside, they can get really close really quick. That's probably one of the more dangerous areas for them to attack, that northeast side, because you can't really see them. They can't see them coming as well if they sneak up on you. It's really crucial during like nighttime raids. Let's go ahead and dump this magazine. There we go. I only had 3 rounds left. It's really crucial during like nighttime raids to just keep an eye on that northeastern rocky area of the base, because under the cover of darkness, yeah, they'll definitely sneak up on you. All right, let's get back on track. We got some base stuff to do before nightfall on day 2 here. Got a lot of this captured equipment, this loot we got going on. We're going to go ahead and dump some of it into our boxes, and I want to put the RPD on my weapon rack, because when I'm doing my base building, I like to put my primary weapon down. Either I put it on the rack or I put it on the ground. Maybe I can put it in my book bag, because it saves me time. I can build faster. Because when you go to pick stuff up, like I'm going to pick this up real quick, you'll notice I have to put my weapon on my back first before I can move, and it just slows you down. So whenever I'm doing base building, I just have my sidearm and I'll holster it so that I can do all those actions faster. Let's go ahead and get one of these foot lockers. These are personal foot lockers, pretty much the same as like the little weapons area there, but these are meant to be used individually. You just kind of put it wherever you want your bunk to be and just put your own personal effects in it. They're also persistent, so you can, whatever you put in these will stay. They tend to kind of come with a, with some of the basic gear, you'll have your entrenchment tools and goggles, maybe some food and water and some stogies. But I'm going to go ahead and dump some of my go-to gear in there. Grab this bolt action. I'm going to throw it in the box with the other ones. I do have an AK on my weapon rack, the Type 56, so it would be nice to go ahead and have some magazines in there to go with it. So that way if I grab one off the wall, I can just grab the ammo right out of the box. And I'm sure if you play it, you probably have your own method. This is pretty simple. All right, throw that on there. And yeah, I do want to get a little bit more sandbag action going on. It's good to have a couple layers of defense, because as we've said before, you can be fighting on the perimeter. You can also get pushed back to like a secondary line of defense, all the way down to you're in just, a circle of sandbags fighting off enemies at all sides. If you lose your AI units, or maybe you're just guarding the base by yourself and your buddies are out in the field, you'll be hiding inside of that circle right there. That circle of sandbags, I went ahead and put the mortar inside of it, because I'm tired of my equipment getting blasted and I don't want to lose that mortar. So just encase it in sandbags. That way, even if I'm using it, I've got a little bit of protection. And here we go again with gunshots coming from the southwest. I can see them popping on the map already. Let's grab the RPD, because it came to play. That's why we grabbed this thing, for our base defense. Let's see, we don't have any mags, so yeah, let's grab some. Get up in this tower. Got one of them danger noodles. It's alright, that's my pet. I'm gonna keep him around. This one's gonna be a pretty sizable attack, I can tell already. But we definitely gonna rack up some serious kills. Got the RPD ranged out to 200 meters. Sometimes with the recoil, it can shoot a little high, but it's a pretty flat shooting gun. even at a little bit of range. If you're hitting a pretty long burst, you might want to just aim a little lower than what you're trying to hit. It doesn't have like a semi-auto mode, it's only full auto. And even if you try to just kind of bump the trigger, it's gonna shoot a couple rounds. It's hard to get it just to shoot one. Gotta watch out for our friendlies. I don't know if you saw that RPG just fly right to left on the screen. They get pretty aggressive using the Lamb's RPG mod. It's like an FSM mod, which is pretty sweet. Got friendlies using the double barrel shotgun down there. It doesn't seem like much, but when you see, you know, that buckshot hit the ground and have that kind of multiple impacts going on around the enemy, it looks really cool. It seems to work out pretty well. These drum mags, lucky for us, it's a video game. We don't have to blister our fingers loading them, and we don't have to deal with them if they're kind of finicky. They just work every time. So, thankful for that. Looks like we put them down. Someone's still shooting now. Oh, there we go. Oh shit. So let's go ahead and shoot it unrested. So like we're not weapon resting on the windowsill. Just kind of holding it. Although Ace is helping us with the weapon sway right now since we're close enough to something to kind of rest it. So we get a little bit less sway. For what I would assume to be like a heavier gun like this, it's not too bad. Yeah, when they come from that northwestern approach across that field, not too bad. They're kind of trying to cross that open area, even though there's some cover over there. Not too hard to take them out. This southern approach, southwest, not as hard. Direct south, they're coming straight over the hill and they're really close to you really quick, which makes a lot of their more short range weapons more effective. They have like SKSs and stuff like that, but a lot of submachine guns. So when they come over the hill and they're kind of right up upon you, it like maybe inside of 100 meters, it makes them a lot more effective. So you just want to try to see them further out if you can. And it makes them a lot easier to kill. Alright, we'll get back to messing with the base here. Now when you put these down, you'll see that the magazine's dropped with it. It's okay to leave the magazines on there. It will, whatever you put into that is pretty much a ground weapon holder. It's like a little mini inventory. Whatever you put into that will save. It's persistent, but I usually take the mags with me because it looks cool just to have the weapon there. Now that this tarp is free, we've used all of the sandbags on it. I'm going to go ahead and pop it into my personal area because I don't like sleeping in the dirt, you know. Go ahead and place it. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it looks like my food and water is not great. My water's down to 43. My fatigue is almost at 70. So we need to do something about that before. Our stamina was already kind of not great. Yeah, we'll get our food and our water back up. Now that our food and water is back up, our fatigue's going to go ahead and heal on its own. But if we go and have a sit down, our fatigue will heal much faster. So we're just going to sit in our little area. We're pretty well protected. And just chill for a second while that fatigue goes down. If you stay hydrated and fed, you shouldn't have a lot of problems with fatigue. It's just going out on patrol, or if you've got a lot of players playing at once and they're all munching up all the food and you don't have a lot left, then fatigue's going to be more of a problem. By myself, I don't. I've got plenty of food and water, so it tends not to hurt me too much unless I forget to take it with me and I'm out in the field for a long patrol, or if I have to revive too much. Now this shipment came today. I just haven't picked it up yet, but you can see already we're getting some new weapons now that it's day 2, and I got a sweet ass Mac 10. So yeah, taking that. I really love that little submachine gun, especially around the base. It's good to take it out in the field. You can throw it in your book bag if you need a backup, or just use it as a primary. It's got that folding stock. It's pretty stable. Even on the move, if you need to kind of move around while you're shooting, it stays pretty stable in third person or first person. I'm going to load it in the back here so that we can take it over to the base area. Now, kind of doing a solo run, I'm going to grab kind of what I want out of those shipments. The more players you have on the server, the more you're going to have to focus on trying to get all of that stuff out of there, because you're just going to need more. You're going to consume more ammo and consume more food and water. So just, eat that stuff up a little more. I'm going to skip through some of this, but I just want you to see some of the defense I'm going to make up. This is kind of a sketchy area. I do recommend having some kind of a defense set up here, because as you saw in one of the previous episodes, I really got screwed up right here, and that my M60 got smoked, and I got smoked a couple times. Luckily I didn't lose a life. I was able to revive, but just do what you can right here. And we're coming up on nightfall of day 2. We got this all built up, looking good, and I'm gonna head back into base. Nightfall is gonna be kind of quiet up until it's not. So we'll talk about that in the next episode when we see nightfall of day 2 heading in to day 3. Thanks for watching again. We'll see you in the next episode.